Hi, I'm Jen Trinidad of Budget Divas, and I made about $2,000 a month on average mystery shopping. If you're interested in mystery shopping, the first place I would go to MSPA-Americas.org. They are like the government agency of mystery shopping, if you will. So MSPA stands for the Mystery Shopping Providers Association. And when you go onto that site, you'll have access to a list of mystery shopping providers that have gone through this process to become a legitimate mystery shopping company.
Okay, so it's primarily done through these kind of directories versus calling up Target or Walmart and offering to like go check on their employees.
Yeah, so for someone who's new, at the bottom of your screen on the right-hand side where it says congratulations, it says Elite Member 2022. And so those are the companies that have been vetted through the MSPA and are the companies that people would want to work with.
Okay.
If you're on this list, that means that they're a great company to work for and mystery shoppers recommend them.
Okay. So I could go through and create shopper accounts with all of these in addition to creating an account here.
Yes.
Okay. So I went through, I did that yesterday. And so this would be kind of a centralized database of gigs that are available. And what was interesting was I didn't see a way to filter by location. So if I went to opportunity board, this is under, they have a free level and a paid level. It was like 35 bucks a year to join MSPA. And so I had this opportunity board. You see things for movie theaters, like, oh, shoot, go get paid to see a movie, stay in a hotel. I mean, you mentioned going out to dinner, having a nice dinner, and you have to write about it, tell how it was. But I don't know, do you have any tips for filtering these at all?
I do. Let's go back to the main page and go to service provider search.
Okay,
And on the left-hand side, service provider search, and
gotcha.
go to MSPA Americas, and you can filter by state. Yep. If you would
Ah,
just want to
gotcha.
go to,
All right, let's check out and see what's going on near me in Washington.
oh, and only three of them comes up.
All right, that's okay.
There are a lot more shops. Another great one is iSecretShop.com. iSecretShop.com is like the mall of America, and it has like all of the shops that are available. So you don't have to sign up with A company, B company, C company. You can just sign up with iSecret Shop and it'll give you an entire list of mystery shop companies.
Okay, cool. What's a typical gig, or do you have some examples of some of the work that you've done?
One of my favorite ones is going to a restaurant and going out on date nights with my husband, getting reimbursed for our food for $150. And then on top of it, getting paid $20 for a job well done. So, how it works is they will say, here are the guidelines, and we want you to evaluate the customer service and the landscape of the restaurant from the time that you walked in to the time that you left the restaurant.
Yeah.
And for a great report, a great narrative of, painting the picture of what happened from beginning to end, we'll reimburse your food up to the certain amount and we'll also pay you a flat fee.
Okay, that's cool. So you have to, I mean, you're getting paid to do something that you might want to do anyways, get a free dinner out of it, and you just write this report after the fact, or are you kind of like taking notes during the thing, like, oh, my waiter didn't refill my water fast enough or something.
Yeah, so within the guidelines, they will tell you specifically what to look out for. So one of the things is when you're ordering something from the menu, asking them the question and seeing how knowledgeable they are about that entree. So if you're asking for you want a recommendation for fish. What type of fish do they have? If you have a nut allergy, looking for something that doesn't have nuts in it, making sure that they're checking on you every so often. Most of the time, it's within 3 to 5 minutes of your food being served. And
Okay.
especially for fine dining restaurants, making sure that you're not rushed through the process, that they're not trying to turn the table over to serve the next customer, but they're giving you that time to enjoy a great time at the restaurant.
Okay, so some restaurant gigs, like the ones that I've done through Field Agent, like have been try to find this product on the shelf at the grocery store, take some pictures of it, maybe even buy it, bring it home, we'll reimburse you, give it to it was like some coconut juice or something for the kids. And did they like it? What do they think? You send in this full report after the fact. You're like, well, that was kind of interesting. And it may be paid $5 plus reimbursement. But it sounds like there are gigs that can pay quite a bit more than that.
Yes, for sure. You just have to go through the process of knowing where to look. Once you're established as a mystery shopper that's professional and you're not just doing it for fun, but you're actually taking it seriously, there will be other mystery shop companies that will reach out to you, especially if you're registered through the MSPA. So they'll say, because you're registered with the MSPA, we found your name. Are you interested in registering with our company?
Okay, so MSPA is a good place to start. iSecretShop.com is another good place to start. And then I guess you can look at that elite list on the MSPA website too, and try and create accounts with those separate companies to try and collect as many gigs incoming. You get email notifications if there's something nearby you, or how does that part work?
Depending on how you've set up your account, you can have email notifications, text notifications. Sometimes they'll even call you if there's an urgent shop that they need you to do right away. And the great thing about those urgent shops is, say the job is paying $20 on the job board. And maybe it's a little bit out of your way for you, but they need it to be done that day. You can make them an offer and you can say, well, I'll do it for $50. I'll do it for $75. The most that they can say is no. But
Okay.
if you're a reliable shopper and they know that it will get done today, they're more likely to meet you at least halfway, if not get what you are asking for.
I mean, a couple of $1,000 a month is fantastic, but I don't necessarily see it being something that's going to replace your day job. And so it's like, okay, how can I align these gigs to my existing errands or how I go about my days and my weeks? It's like, okay, if there's a gig over here and I can do that while I'm already out and about and get paid for this trip, at least enough to pay for gas and then some. Any scams, red flags? I don't know. Have you been sent out on a wild goose chase and just like this was not what it was advertised to be?
One of the most popular scams is getting a check in the mail. And the letter will say, go to the bank and deposit this check, deposit it to XYZ account, and then the rest you can keep. So the check is obviously going to bounce because it is a scam. No mystery shop company will pay you up front. They will always have you do the shop first, and then you'll get paid via whatever method they have, whether it's
Okay.
PayPal, direct deposit, or paper check. So that's number one. Another scam is saying to go buy gift cards from the store. And with that gift cards, mail it to a stranger. Mystery shop companies will never do that as well.
Okay. Have you ever been stiffed? Like they said we were going to reimburse you for your purchase, and then that just never came through?
No, I haven't because I've registered with the MSPA. So it's always been with the reputable companies. And what I would say is if you're thinking about mystery shopping, but you're kind of unsure, just start with one company and start with one shop first and make sure that it gets approved, make sure that you get paid, and then you can start adding to your book of business.
Yeah.
Mystery shopping, I wouldn't say is meant to replace your income, although, some people, they do travel a lot, so they can make this their full-time gig. But if you're just looking to make it a side hustle, if you have a full-time job, you're probably doing errands to the grocery store and to the post office and taking your kids out to eat and whatnot. Well, you can look for those jobs on the job board and see what's in that area. One of my customers, she has to do a lot of errands throughout the state of Hawaii. She's traveling everywhere. So she'll just look on the job board, what is in that particular area so I can get the most bang for my buck. And she was able to make $140 within 1 week.
Yeah, that's great. If you're already out and about, it makes total sense to sign up for these different services and lists to just at least get notified of what might be going on in your area to offset some amount of monthly expenses. I always call it the side hustle snowball, where got to celebrate the small wins along the way. What expenses can I erase with extra income streams? When you're out there and you're kind of like sworn to secrecy, do you feel kind of like secret agenty, taking notes and like you're interacting with the customers? Have you ever had anybody call you out and be like, hey, you're the third person to come in today and ask the same set of questions or something?
No, I haven't, but that's a really great question. So most of these mystery shop companies, they'll do what they call a rotation. So if you've gone to, let's say, ABC Burger Company the first of this month, you probably can't visit that location until 30 days later. And they'll also space it out with the other shoppers so that the employees don't get the hint that this is a mystery shopper. But the most important thing is just to act like a regular customer. There are times where I'll go to that establishment and it's not even a mystery shop, and they'll kind of look at me like, I think you're the shopper, but I'm not really sure. So they'll give me really great customer service. But if you just act like a normal customer, they will never know. And you mentioned taking notes. Well, everybody is looking at their phone these days, right? Like it's not uncommon to be texting. So you can just be texting yourself to
Okay.
take notes so that it doesn't look obvious like you're writing on a notepad.
You get your clipboard out and you be like, oh, the store manager was really a jerk to me. Okay. Well, this has been awesome. Any other memorable stories or something that comes to mind, either from your experience doing it or a student of yours?
Once you're known as a great mystery shopper, a reliable mystery shopper, some of these companies will actually ask you if you're willing to travel. Prior to 2020, there was a mystery shop company that asked if we were willing to travel to, a neighbor island. We live in Hawaii, and they wanted us to go to Maui or the Big Island, and they paid for everything.
Wow.
Our hotel, our airfare, car. So those opportunities may come back and they may be available. The most important thing to know is just to have great communication with mystery shop companies and be known in the community as someone who's a professional and takes this business seriously, and those opportunities will come to you.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because we found the same thing amongst people doing like mobile notary loan signings. Like, might take a while to get that first gig because you're an unknown quantity and you wait till nobody else is available and then you get the call. But if you show up and you do it right and you do it well and you do it in a timely fashion, like, okay, you start working your way up the list and you kind of get into the rotation a little bit better as you build that reputation. So appreciate you sharing that. Is there an hourly rate that you kind of shoot for, or you say, that's not really worthwhile? I don't know. Is there such thing? It seems like it varies pretty widely.
It does, and for the simple shops, ones that take maybe 10 to 15 minutes, I kind of shoot for $20. For the ones that take a little bit more work, there are high-end shops, so, if you're a woman out there who loves the high-end shops, you could make $100. So for those, I would shoot for, like, $100 an hour. So I would say overall between 25 to $40 an hour is a great place to start.
That's a great gig. It's something that just about anybody can do. Jen, really appreciate you sharing the ins and outs of it. You can find her at budgetdivas.com, where she also hosts the Budget Divas podcast. What's next for you? What's got you excited these days?
Well, I do have a mystery shopping course. If you go to budgetdivas.com/mystery course, you can find all of the details there about that mystery shopping course.
Absolutely. We will link that up in the description below. Budgetdivas.com/mystery course is the link that'll get you over there. Let's wrap this thing up with your number one tip for Side Hustle Nation. Does not have to be mystery shopping related, just whatever entrepreneurial wisdom that you'd like to impart.
When you're doing a side hustle, make sure that it doesn't interfere with your everyday activities. Just integrate it with your normal activities. Make sure that it's something that you enjoy. If you enjoy shopping, mystery shopping might be something that's great for you.
Yeah, you just bake it into your routines, and it becomes a habit and become this extra thing that you're like sacrificing for. So appreciate that. Well, this has been awesome. Thanks again for joining me and sharing your insight. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and make sure to subscribe for more money making ideas. Cheers.